XAI did it again. They just released Grok 3 and they're claiming that Grok 3 beta is the age of reasoning agents. It's going to be a next generation intelligence, which we will find out after our tests. But I'm really amazed by the benchmarks here. As you can see, it's leading on the leaderboard in the benchmark on the M25, 24, even the live code bench. And down here, you can see that there are some samples for reasoning, but I am really optimistic about this. And if you scroll down, you can see that it's on top in the chatbot arena, which is right here. So the early version of Grok 3, which is named Chocolate here, is on top with 1402 arena scores. This one is a legit leaderboard. Now, as you can see here, it's going to have deep search feature, as all of the models recently have. Is going to have a think feature as well, and you can attach files to it. But the most powerful thing that Grok has and no other model has is the extensive amount of user generated data that they get from X. And I'm really optimistic about this. So let's just dive right into Grok and actually start exploring this. So I'm just gonna go and expand this, and here I'm gonna start with the reasoning questions because I have a couple of puzzles for it to solve. Then we're gonna go with the deep search, and in the end we're gonna be testing its coding capabilities. So I'm just gonna go and turn on this thing, which is actually the reasoning, and I'm going to go on and grab some of the puzzles here. So the first puzzle is the easiest one, but it's not that straightforward. So you see a boat filled with people, it has not sunk, but when you look again, you don't see a single person on the boat. Why? So this is a trick question where the model has to have emphasis on the word single, so maybe the people are married. So let's just go and check out whether it can go out of the norm and clarify that. So it's thinking, I like the UI. I can click here, I can expand the details. Okay, so here are some of the commands. It's doing all this thinking. So 14 seconds, 15, let's go. And to be really honest, my first impression about Grok 3 is that it is quite fast at generating stuff and thinking. So I'm just gonna wait. So after 38 seconds of thinking, it went on with this explanation that single means unmarried or one. And after going through all of this explanation, the actual answer is all the people on the boat are married, so there are no single people on the boat. So yeah, that was the correct answer, and this was the trick here, and it did a pretty good job at that. So this time the riddle is about something that cannot be touched and cannot be felt. It cannot be even seen, heard, or smelt. It lies behind stars and under hills. This is more like a classic riddle, and after 13 seconds, we get a result. So it is darkness. Indeed, it is darkness. Again, Grok 3 did a great job at thinking. It went on with time, death, and nothingness and emptiness. So it had 3 different options, but it derived darkness out of all these. So I personally think this is crazy good. The bridge and torch. So there are 4 people that has to cross the bridge at night and they need a torch. But the torch only lasts 15 minutes. The first person can cross in 1 minute, Ben in 2 minutes, Cindy in 5 minutes, and Dawn in 8 minutes. No more than 2 people can cross at a time. Now, when 2 cross, they have to go at the slower person's pace. How do they get across in 15 minutes? So you have to actually mix and match these people's combinations and see which will be the most efficient combination. These are all the thoughts, the comments by the model, as you can see. So it's making all the possible combinations here and generating the possible time it's gonna take 17 minutes. It's still 17 minutes and still too much. So it's thinking again. It's taking its sweet time thinking. As you can see, it's almost a minute now. So after 1 minute and 6 seconds of thoughts, it actually solved the problem where the answer is Alice and Ben cross together with the torch. It takes 2 minutes. Then Alice returns in 1 minute because she's the fastest. Then Cindy and Dawn cross, which takes 8 minutes. And then Ben returns, which takes 2 minutes with the torch. And then Alice and Ben cross again within 2 minutes. So that's how it calculates the total 15 minutes. And this was a pretty great job at all the reasoning. It took around 1 minute to do it. I'm pretty impressed by the reasoning part here, the think feature that they have. And personally speaking, this is the fastest response that I'm getting after these complex puzzles. And to be really honest, Grok 3 is quite fast. That was my first impression. As I said earlier, I want to conclude the test based on thinking and reasoning, and it did a pretty good job at that. Now that we're done with the think feature, we're going to test out the deep search feature. And notice that we cannot use the think and the deep search feature altogether as we can do in DeepSeek. So let's go with the first question, which is to fetch API prices for just a DeepSeek R1 and Anthropic 3.5 Sonnet. There you go. So I really like the interface again. We have all the research going on here. We have the time it's taking and the sources is going to. So 27 web pages in 30 seconds. So I'm thinking after 1 minute we'll be done with this, or under a minute, as Grok 3 is really, really fast. We went through 43 web pages. And if I click here, I can view all the sources listed right here. So relevant web pages, I can go to any of these pages and check myself. So there you go. It's still thinking. 1 minute 20 seconds in. And I did a trick in the prompt. I did not say Claude 3.5 Sonnet. I did Anthropic 3.5 Sonnet. That's the trick. So R1 we have here. This is accurate. Yep. That's it. And this is also accurate. It actually went for Claude 3.5 Sonnet. I didn't mention Claude here, but it did that research right here. So pretty good. As you can see here, Sonnet likely refers to Anthropic's Claude 3.5 Sonnet in context of AI models. It inferred that and gave me the actual results, which is actually right. So this is the input price with cache hit, with cache miss, and the output tokens. Accurate. As for Claude, this is the input and output price for 1 million tokens. So yeah, it did a really good job at that, and there are some key citations here. So yep, the deep search feature was a good pass. Now the last test is going to be around coding. So I'm just going to turn on the thinking feature because we don't need the search feature. And here I'm going to paste in the prompt from their examples right here. So as you can see, this prompt, it does not specify which game we want, but it's just gonna mix up two classic games. So I just wanna see which classic games it's gonna mix up for me, and let's just paste it right here. So it's gonna use Pygame. So it's going through all this thinking. As you can see, it's already 1 minute in. It went on and did a 1 minute 33 seconds for thoughts, and there is the game description. It's going to be a grid of aliens moving downward. Over time, the player shoots projectiles from a spaceship to destroy aliens. Okay, great. The left and right arrow keys are to move the ship. The spacebar is to shoot the projectiles with a cooldown. So here's the Python code. I'm just going to go ahead and copy this. And if I go all the way down here, you can see the mechanics. So the alien grid starts with 4 rows, adds a new row every 8 seconds, or when the grid shifts down a full row height. And there is a grid descent smoothly at 30 seconds per pixel. So it went on in detail with the mechanics. The shooting is 0.5 seconds cooldown. Then there is row clearing. When all aliens are destroyed in a row, it's going to clean it. Then the game over if the alien reaches the bottom of the screen. Okay, the visual, there's a black sky with random white stars at the background. Alien are going to be green, regular, and red for strong. Projectiles are going to be bright yellow, rectangles for visibility. So this is pretty great, and we can even make it prettier if we go with this. But right now, I just want to test it out. I'm really, really excited to test this out. So I'm just going to go all the way up here, copy this into my code editor, just paste that right there. And let's see if we have to install something or import. Let's go and run this. There you go. Okay, so I have to shoot. As you can see, I can pretty much do that. There is some issue with the aliens. As you can see, they're not getting to the bottom. And this way, there will be no game changing. There will be no game over. So yeah, there is some problem with the aliens. Let me just go ahead and close this. So there was an issue with the alien descent, and the root cause was the alien grid. So there was some problem with that, and we have the solution for it. So we have the modified code. Everything's here. Let's just copy this back in my editor. I'm just gonna go and paste that right there, save it, and let's just go ahead and run this code. So there you go. Now I'm seeing it. So it's actually descending pretty good, just like the Tetris game. And to remove a row, we have to eliminate everything from the row. And once the alien touches the bottom, there's a game over. That's great. That's actually what we wanted. So, personally speaking, Grok 3 was an absolute surprise and the best first impression that I've had in a long while. So, I'm expecting some really cool updates from XAI in the Grok series. And with that said, let's wrap this video up. If you found this video insightful, hit that like button. Share your thoughts or experiences in the comments below. Ring that notification bell to never miss out on our daily updates. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next video. Till then, stay curious and keep exploring.